I don't believe I've ever gotten the chance to meet our next guest, chosen out of South Dakota State. Second round of the 2018 NFL Draft, now getting set to lead the Eagles in that run offense, and Jalen Hurts in that passing offense into the spot where the defending world champs will begin their title defense in a winner-go-home game. Joining us here on the Rich Eisen Show, Philadelphia Eagles tight end Dallas Goedert. How are you, Dallas?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. So walk me through how the Eagles are feeling right now. As the 7th seed going into the spot where the defending world champs reside, Dallas Goedert.
Yeah, we feel really good. Early in the season, we were kind of road warriors. We're getting all our wins on the road. So to be in the playoffs, to go and play the defending champions, it's a great opportunity for the young team we have, and we're really excited, looking forward to it, and ready to go down there and play a great game of football.
How is this team different from that Week 1 team that did go on the road, won a game in Atlanta? I mean, how is this team different from that one, Dallas Goedert?
Since Week 1, just as a team, offense, defense, special teams, we've just grown so much. We found our identity, and we really embraced it. We started running the rock really effectively offensively, and we've been able to get play action, some shots down the field like that. And then, our running game has just been taking off so much. And Jalen back there, being the explosive quarterback that he is, it's just been a lot of fun. And we've just been able to continue to grow, get better each week, but grow as a team. And we're really close. We have a lot of fun, and we're looking to show that on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, so much has been made, Dallas, about the Eagles losing touch with their run game, and then dedicating all of a sudden to just focusing explicitly, as it seemed, on that. Was there a moment where you go into a meeting room and it's just like, okay, this is what we're going to do, and then all of a sudden was radically different than a couple of weeks before? Was there a moment like that, Dallas?
There wasn't ever a really moment like that in a meeting room or anything like that. But when we did go play Detroit, we were able to run the ball really effectively against them. And then from there on out, the rest of the season, it kind of seemed like that was more of a focus. It was nothing that was ever said. But it was something that you could see in the game plan that it started to develop more and push towards that. Bigger people on the field, more tight ends, more max protection on our passes and stuff. So it was just kind of one thing that I feel like when we figured out our identity and we as a team embraced the run game, the physicality-ness of it and all that, and I think it was just it was working so well you just can't go away from it.
And what was it like at that point in time when Zach Ertz did get dealt, and now it was you? Pretty much the one, for sure, 100%. It's your position and your relationship with him and that moment in time right around the trade deadline this year, Dallas Goedert. What was that about?
Yeah, for me, it was really exciting being with him for my first 3 years and the start of this season. I was able to learn a lot from him. Me and him have a great relationship. And, like I said, I learned a lot from him. But when the trade happened, talking to Howie, it was really exciting for me, obviously, a very big step in my career to be the guy. And, the faith that the organization had in me to deal Zach, just showed me how much they respect me and think of me. So from then on out, I was just going to work every day, showing them that they made the right decision.
And your quarterback, Jalen Hurts, how has he grown in the role, Dallas, from your perspective?
He's made tremendous steps this year. Just what he can do in the pocket, throwing. Obviously, you can't ever take away the things he does with his feet, running the ball. He's incredible, making plays, scrambling. But he's just grown so much, being able to stay in the pocket, step up, keep his eyes downfield. And, my biggest thing for him is he's a winner. He's going to do anything he can to win games. And, he's got the ability to do a lot of things. And he's definitely a big part of the reason that we are where we are.
And walk me through a huddle with him, game online, what he's like.
Game on the line, it doesn't change. It doesn't matter if we're up 30, down 30. He's cool, calm, collected, composed. He's in there. He calls a play, and he's like, he's just so confident in himself and the people around him. that, you know, he never skips a beat. He never gets too high, too low. He's just steady Jalen Hurts at all moments. And, you know, that's pretty awesome. And to play with a guy like that, it just helps the whole team stay composed no matter what's happening.
Yeah, even I guess when stands fall down, right? Like I saw that one. Like it didn't phase him.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what happens. He makes plays.
I saw that. You know, the railing comes apart, the fans come spilling out there, and it looked like he was expecting it. It's kind of crazy. He really has He has no reaction to that sort of thing. Dallas Goedert here on the Rich Eisen Show. In terms, we talked about so much of growth. So I should ask you: have you watered and fertilized today, Dallas Goedert?
Oh yeah,
you have.
Yeah, we definitely got a lot of watering in today, fertilizing.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of the main thing. Keep the main thing. Get better each and every day. And, you know, practice today. It looked good. It was crisp, and you know, I think the whole team's ready to go. So we're definitely going to be watered up and fertilized so we can go on Monday.
I really enjoyed that speech from Coach Nick Sirianni. Was that the best one he's given this year? The water and fertilizing? Because you by the way, I don't know if you were aware, you went 7-2 after the water and fertilizing. After all that,
yeah, you know, Coach Sirianni's had a lot of great stories to tell us, and you know, every time he comes into a team meeting, it feels like the message he's portraying just fits so much with what we're doing, what we're trying to do. But, yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite ones that he said all year. The best part about it is how the media took it and spun it and, you know, kind of made him look stupid at the moment. And then, you know, looking back at it, like you said, we went 7-2 after that. You know, the message was really we're doing a lot of good things. The results aren't showing. We're not getting the wins yet. But, you know, trust the process that we have, double down on our process, and the results will come. We'll get there to where we want to be. And, you know, it just spoken into fruition. Here we are, and first round of the playoffs, ready to go. Yeah, man. I mean, it looks like you are buying what he's selling. The fertilizer or water that he's selling. It looks like the whole team's buying it. You know. Yeah, everybody's taking a drink and sprinkling a little on so we can keep growing. I love it. Let's talk about you a little bit here. Growing up, you're from North Dakota, right? That's where you're from originally, or you're born in North Dakota? My first 3 years was in North Dakota, but the rest of the time I went to school in South Dakota. Okay, so how much? You know, what was your team? Is that Broncos country? Is that Vikings country? What is the country of the Dakotas for the NFL fandom? It's probably where I'm at. The mostly Minnesota fans. Okay. I grew up a Packers fan, though. Okay. I was one of the kids that liked to argue and bet against people, so everybody was a Vikings fan, so I took the Packers, and you know, when I was younger, that was definitely the right decision. Yeah, it's about that worked out for you, I'd imagine. Yeah, you know, I got to see great quarterbacks for a while, and you know, it was more fun than being a Vikings fan, that's for sure. Okay, so were you always a tight end? Like, how did you get to that position in the Dakotas? Yeah, so in high school, I kind of played everything. You know, I played quarterback a little bit, running back, wide receiver, defense. You played safety, linebacker, defensive end, kind of everything. You know, from 9 to 12, I think we only had 17 players out, so you just kind of had to play whatever. But when I got recruited, everybody recruited me as a tight end, even though I never really played tight end. It was just the coaches told me that I had the body type for it, and, you know, they kind of sold me on it, and I believed them, and, you know, kind of bought into being a tight end, and it worked out. So was when Wentz was there a Dakotas battle within the huddle at any point, or like what is that like? Is there a rivalry? When he was here, it was cool to have, you know, somebody that played in the FCS so close to me, and we definitely we bet every time they played. It was tough because I think when he was here, they won every time, and then last year we finally beat them a couple times, but we didn't make the bet because he was in Indianapolis. We had a lot of good bets, and we got to watch a couple games together, so that was fun. Okay, were your folks Cowboys fans? How come you're named Dallas? Yeah, my dad was a big Cowboys fan. He used to love them. I got him converted to an Eagles fan. It was tough, but yeah, he was a big Dallas fan. Named me after the team, wanted me to be a Cowboys fan, but I couldn't do that. Well, now we all see the irony, right? That you're now an Eagle in the division named Dallas, and it is your mission every year to beat Dallas as many times as you possibly can, right? I mean, there is an irony here, right? Yeah. No, it's quickly became one of my favorite rivalries that I've had. You know, hearing the Dallas sucks chants, things like that. It's just pretty cool knowing that that's my name. They're not booing you or whatever, but just having that name and as big of the rivalry it's definitely a cool thing.
Okay, and in order to make this game, obviously you'd already made the playoffs, but beating, you played Dallas in the final game, and that was kind of just obviously your team, you didn't have a lot of starters out there. Now the rubber's meeting the road now, okay? So what do you say to those who say you have no chance to go down there and beat the defending world champs with Tom Brady in his building where he won the Super Bowl last year, Dallas Goedert?
I think we got a lot of belief in this building. We're not too worried about what everybody else thinks, but we're putting all our money on ourselves. I think just what we can do, the different people we have offensively. If we can run the ball the way we've been running and just wear the Buccaneers out, I think we'll be in good shape. If we can get ahead and let our good pass rush get after Tom Brady, hopefully, we can get a couple turnovers, and anytime that happens, you can win the turnover battle. You can win the game.
Because the last time there was a big run for the Eagles in the playoffs, there were those dog masks, right? Like because everyone would consider you were underdogs. Is there any sense like that now? You got something cooked up for this at all?
I can't guarantee that the O-line isn't going to do something. With the personalities, Jason Kelsey and Lane, they always like to embrace whatever the media is saying. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. But, we're just focused on going down there and playing a good game of football and coming out on top.
When is Kelsey talking to the team? When does he usually do that? I saw that speech last week. Or 2 weeks ago when you had a chance to beat the Washington football team.
Anytime you get to listen to Kelsey talk, it's a true treat. Obviously, his speech after the Super Bowl, and then I get a few more because a lot of the times the coach does ask. But he'll probably come up and talk. But before the game, he talked once this week talking about the details and the little things that win you and lose you playoff games. But man, anytime he speaks, you can tell it's just the focus and the detail to everybody listening to him is pretty incredible. Just because he is the amazing person that he is.
Well, at least you get to go down to Tampa. It's not like 0 degrees. You know what I mean? Like that's where the game in Buffalo, if you saw about all that, because you're from the Dakotas, you must know about all playing football in some freezing weather,
Yeah, I played in a few games, and like you said, I'd much rather go to Tampa and play in warm weather than cold.
What do you consider football weather? What you're playing in this weekend, or the freezing weather? What's football weather at Dallas Goedert? What is it?
Ideal football weather is probably like between 50 and 60.
Okay.
Not too hot, but not too cold. When it gets cold, it's definitely a mindset, and whatever team wants to win, whatever team wants to be the physical team has the advantage. But when it's nice out, you can just go run around, not get tired. If it's not too hot, and just play your best football.
Did you hear the conversation that Bart Scott started about what you do when it's cold to stay warm? Did you hear about that one yesterday, Dallas?
No, I didn't. I need some advice.
Wow, this is incredible that I get to inform you. He says to pop the blue pill. Viagra helps. He says to keep the body warm.
Oh, it gets the blood flowing, huh?
Apparently.
I can see it working. I don't know. It might be dangerous to do before a game with a drug test, but
that's what we were hearing too. And then after 4 hours, you got to consult your doctor. So, that might be a problem. During a game. So that's what do you do to stay warm during a game then? If not that, like what would you counsel those playing in that game? Someone from the Dakotas.
Well, it's a lot easier to stay warm in the NFL than it was at the FCS level or in high school. Here you get to have heated benches. You have a bunch of sideline heaters and stuff. And then when you're on the field, most of the time your adrenaline's going so much, you really only get cold on the sideline. But like I said, in the NFL, with the heated benches, the big jet heaters or whatever they are, you just kind of stay warm and use your adrenaline.
You mean in the FCS they didn't bring you didn't bring your own benches on the road like everybody in the NFC East is apparently doing now? That doesn't happen?
No, not at all. And we would have it where it had to be equal in the playoffs at the FCS level. In the playoffs, each team had to have the same stuff on the sideline. But for some reason, every time we went on a road game, the heaters on our side didn't work. So.
Yeah, they didn't have the batteries. They didn't have the new batteries in there, I guess, huh?
They forgot a little bit of stuff.
Have a great
Would have
time.
been way smarter to bring our own.
Have a great time in the playoffs, Dallas Goedert. Let's talk again. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Right back at you. That's Dallas Goedert, everybody. At Goddard. Follow him on Twitter. Go for it. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.